Hey everybody, this is Warboss Fitz coming to you again from the basement of creation. I'm coming to you tonight. This is kind of an impromptu. We're just going to chat a little bit stream about 10th edition Dataslate coming out. Now, I don't know if I've said it on the channel before, but I have played 40k from almost the beginning of 3rd edition. Back when I was in high school, a friend of mine showed me a picture that he drew of a Space Marine helmet. Just a picture on a piece of paper, and I thought, hey, that looks really cool. What's that? Oh man, little did I know, this turned into almost 30 years of collecting, painting, and playing 40k. Now, with that in mind, I've been around for every edition change since. A very active player. And I was active all the way up until about a month into 10th edition, when I decided, you know what, I'm out. With the way that the lore had been going, with the way the rules have been going, I just didn't feel it anymore. And that's when I switched over to mainly one-page rules. I do some Civil War stuff and some spaceship stuff. You could almost say that it's the path of a gamer. That one day he's going to put down his sci-fi toys and pick up Napoleonics. You laugh about it, but man, sometimes it seems true. So with that in mind, with the 10th edition Dataslate coming out, I've seen people are really putting a whole lot of faith in this Dataslate. This audio is going to be so chopped up. Now, with the state of 10th edition, and just the state of Games Workshop as in a whole, and the way they seem to do things, I don't have much faith that this Dataslate is going to give the results that everyone thinks it's going to. I've made a bet with myself that I've bet myself a steak dinner that if the 10th edition Dataslate comes out and the Eldar are still within 5 percentage points of their win rate this week. I took it from the week before Nova, so that was 70%. So I've handicapped myself a lot there. So if they're within 5 points, if they only drop to 65% in 2 weeks, then I will take myself out to a nice, wonderful steak dinner. But if not, if it is everything we want it to be and the Eldar get dumpstered like everyone's thinking they will, then I'll have to eat a salad. And stay at home, make a salad, and go buy a salad and eat that for dinner. Which, let's be honest, I could use more salads. So in a way, I'm kind of hoping that GW pulls this off. But with the way the rules interactions are and just the way the core rules work and all the different abilities and things on the Eldar army right now, I don't see a single Dataslate making that much of a difference. Like, they would have to take a sledgehammer to a nail for that to really go all the way through and work how they want it to work. Now, with that in mind, this is going to be my pitch to you guys. What you see me paint here, yeah, they're Ewoks. No, I don't play Star Wars Legion. What I'm actually painting is one-page rules. Because in one-page rules, there's all kinds of stuff that, yes, the lore's not quite there compared to 40k, but it doesn't need to be. One-page rules is a game, where 40k is an IP. True one-page rules is starting to make their own lore and make their own IP and stuff. Good for them. But at the end of the day, we are all grown people playing with man-dollies. What I've seen over the last, 5 years is the 40k community getting way too serious over man-dollies. Yeah, going to a tournament, seeing all your friends, playing the game, knowing you got a bunch of games to play. Yeah, that's fun. It's great. But now we've gotten so focused on winning the game that there's whole companies that have been built out of coaching. Grown men teaching other grown men how to play more betterer with their man-dollies. Come on, guys. Really? It seems that 40k has just kind of turned itself into this competitive, self-perpetuating machine, or self-motivating machine. I don't know, what's it called? Perpetual motion machine. That's kind of what I was going for. To where you have people that win tournaments And then they start a coaching service to teach other people how to win tournaments, which they themselves are competing in. So you can't have you can't have the people that you're teaching to win tournaments win a tournament, because you got to win the tournament, because otherwise no one's going to be coached by you, because you're not winning tournaments. And on and on and on, the cycle repeats and continues. Guys, again, you're playing with toy soldiers. I know a lot of people. I mean, this community, we have a lot of broken and outcast people, which, hey, good. If you need a place to be, a place to stay with other people that are like you, that have a similar interest to you, I'm happy to take you. Yeah, the problem, well, I wouldn't really call it a problem. A little issue that I see between guys that have been around forever like me and people that are just starting up the hobby. Well, I don't know. This feels like a us versus them. I'm trying not to make it that, because I love new people getting into the hobby. But what GW has done ever since they reset the lore, or reset the game in 8th edition, is 40K has gone more from a setting that you play in, that you're invested in the lore in, and it's a place for your models that you create to fight and die alongside your friends' armies that they've made, and to make your own narrative and make your own fluff and to convert your own models. It seems that's pretty much gone. With the mono part boxes that have been coming out, and with the way the lore has gone from... The lore, to me, has gone from grimdark fantasy, where no one is good, no one are the good guys. There are no heroes. It's just humanity trying to survive out in the universe. And I'm not giving them a pass whatsoever. The Imperium have done some horrendous stuff. But we come to a point where we can't compare 40K to modern sensibilities. I mean, I don't know about you, but I've never met a Demon Prince in real life. If I did, I might have some thoughts on the matter. But what we had was a setting where we could play with our armies that it made it feel like more than just a game. It was a backstory. We had stories where your unnamed heroes would fight against the darkness, or in some cases were there to create the darkness. And even if you lost, you could frame it in your head as a heroic last stand, where your army made a difference to the bigger picture of 40K. And what we have now is it's like Marvel Comics, where the story only seems to move forward whenever one of the main characters is there. And with one of the main characters there's no more stakes in the game. And what I mean by there's no more stakes in the game is that, say you're playing a game and you have Guilliman on the board leading his Ultramarines, and then you have Magnus on the board leading his Thousand Suns. Well, you know that no matter what the outcome of that game is, it doesn't matter. It's kind of the same way it is in the lore. If Guilliman goes on the board, or if the Guilliman enters the story, you know that Guilliman's going to win. Or if one of the other Demon Primarchs show up, they're going to win. Or if there's two Primarchs or no Primarchs there, it seems that both sides are going to fight to a bitter stalemate and then shake hands and leave. There's no one dies in 40K anymore, which is ridiculous to me, because back in the day, you'd have stories where nobody lived, or you'd have stories where the good guys definitely lost, or whoever the story was making out to be the good guys definitely lost. But now it feels that's just gone. So that's kind of where I'm sitting right now. Now, I know this has turned into a long, wandering string of thoughts. But, the heck with it. I'm painting. This is my therapy. And I just decided to add you guys in to talk to a camera. And again, getting back to the Dataslate, I really do. I really hope that everyone who is in love with 40K, I hope that Dataslate is everything that you want it to be and more. I hope it fixes everything, and then the next 3-4 weeks we have every single faction's going to win an army or win a tournament. Oh Lord, if Voton win a tournament, it'll be great. But for everybody else who the Dataslate doesn't quite reach them, this is my plea to just don't quit the hobby, because the hobby is more than just rolling dice. The hobby is more than just playing 40K competitive And the GW terrain, which the GW terrain's a whole nother thing. Oh my lord. The hobby is sitting down and making cool stuff that you can show off to with your friends, and you can throw dice on the weekends. So my pitch is, if this data slate doesn't tickle you the right way, just take a look at one-page rules. Does it have the depth of the lore that 40K has? No. Not yet. You know why? Because it doesn't need to. Because one-page rules is getting back to the basics of showing up, playing a game, having fun, throwing dice with your friends. And when people say, oh, well, it doesn't have the depth of 40K, again, yes, in the lore, but army-wise, I'm sitting here painting Ewoks. Man, we got Ewoks in one-page rules. Ever since they put out their community book section, it's exploded. They have rules in there for all of the 40K and the fantasy armies. They have rules for super heavy vehicles. And everything that you guys had sent to Legends, you can play it here. There's books written for every faction of Star Wars. We've got Halo. There's rules to play the game in different scales, like there's a 10mm fantasy version for all of you guys who remember War Master that Games Workshop just decided wasn't worth their time anymore. You can come here and play it. There's rules to play all of your 6mm models. So if you have stuff left over from Epic, or if you found a creator that you like that makes whatever scale of models, you can play it here. And the best thing is, all the rules are absolutely free. So there is no commitment on your end to buying any books or rules or anything that's going to get outdated in a month. Everything is for free on their website, which is onepagerules.com, and you can go to all the different sections and see all the different versions of the game. And then when you go in there, you can see all the different all the different armies, and then all the different armies under the community book sections that the community's put together. So before the 40K guys, I'm pretty sure I already lost them as soon as I mentioned one-page rules. But if you're still around on this video and you haven't done your pearl clutching or run off, give it a shot. There's plenty of channels like mine or other creators that have put out battle reports or in-depth explanation of the rules for the one-page rules system. You can print off your army list. It has a free army builder. You can print off your army list, and they have all the rules clearly marked out on the army list. So if you print it, it prints out your army list plus every rule that any of your characters or units have. And from there, if you really are lost on stuff, you could join. If you guys have Discord, I don't know, it took me a while, but again, I'm an old man. So if you have Discord, you can pop into the One Page Rules Discord and ask questions. Or you can go over to Reddit, to the One Page Rules section there, or the One Page Rules groups on Facebook. It's really up to you. One Page Rules is kind of everywhere, just under the surface. All you gotta do is look for it. And the worst case scenario, if you go through all this and you get your rules, and you build your army, you've already done the hard part. You already got your models if you're a 40K player. So again, about this data slate, I hope it's great. I hope it is everything you want it to be. But in my opinion, the good chance it's not. You can always come over here to One Page Rules and play with us. What's the worst that'll happen? You're gonna have fun? So if you guys are still here after all of my belly aching about stuff, thanks for sticking around. You guys are gonna get to see this army on my channel play against I don't know, I wanted to play them against my dwarfs, or what would be my Votan if you're a 40K player, but I saw this meme posted up on the screen here today as I was trolling through Reddit, and I thought, you know what, my human defense force, which are the Imperial Guard of One Page Rules, have 9 sentinels in them, and I thought this would be hilarious. So we'll see. I might do 2 games. I might do them against the dwarfs and against the Imperial Guard. Another thing with One Page Rules is that you can use, if you have them, you can use your mission sets from 40K to play a game of One Page Rules, which I've heard works rather well. Where Games Workshop says they're a model company that has a game attached, One Page Rules seems to be a game that has models attached, where everything tries to be as balanced as possible, and the way that the game is put together, the way the armies are built, lends itself very much to a very balanced game. Now, it's not going to be perfectly balanced because, I mean, nothing is. Even in chess, one team has the advantage because they go first. But I feel it's a whole lot more balanced than Games Workshop is. Yeah, if you guys want to look me up and send me a message, you can do so on Reddit right now because I don't have anything else set up. But if you go to Reddit and you look in One Page Rules, I post pictures of my models and my armies on there all the time. And I'm going to post a picture of these guys when they're close to done. And you'll know it's me because I don't think anyone else has this ugly of a workstation. Yeah, guys, hit the subscribe button so you can help me in my quest to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So, if you're still here, hit the like button, subscribe. You don't need to hit the bell. No, who hits the bell anymore? So again, thanks for sticking with me while I've been sitting here mumbling to myself, talking to a camera. I hope to see you guys check out One Page Rules. But again, I hope that the Dataslate fixes everything that's wrong with 40K. But if it doesn't, One Page Rules is sitting here and we'll keep the light on for you. I wonder what kind of music I'm gonna put this back of this. Putting back this. I don't know. Maybe I'll do a little blooper reel at the end where it's just me talking to myself about talking to myself. I don't know. If you guys can't tell, I just kind of rambled on, and I'm gonna try to chop this up later. Make something coherent out of it, which is gonna be hard to do, because... Ooh!